Hello, and today we'll be playing Celta. So this way you can get the merch for the game from. So this is the newest update to come out. It came out I think late last week, and this will be about Aqui's death. So you've been playing the game for a while now. You already know that Aqui's dead, and that the past few updates have been about Acqui back when he was alive. But we're also going to see how he ends up dying. The butter knife slices through the tiger's forearm, making his limb fold on himself, held only by a layer of skin. Even a dull blade like that is a deadly weapon in wounds Boone's hand. However, the husky is too hurt, and the poison in his blood keeps him too sluggish to follow up. The arm snaps back into place, and the cut heals with barely any bloodlust. In the light of the bright color's healing effect reflects in the tiger's toothy grin. The dog swings to stab his heart, but the panther lunges at him from the side and intercepts Boone's wrist with his red-hot claws, clad in the flames of ember circuit. Bright red light periodically blinks at the center of the relic's chest section. A painful cry escapes the hero's lips, and the butter knife clinks down onto the floor soon after the bones in his wrist crack. The heat of the relic's aura singes the husky's fur. The dog tries to kick, but the panther moves his free hand to catch his leg and tosses his whole body up way above their heads. Where with a yellow flash and a waving sound of chains of liberty's thrusting power, they see the bastard's moon against the ceiling. I see the husky's pain grimace as he falls back down towards the metal floor, but the Siamese cat waits with widespread arms, a badge of holding glows. Right before the dog has a chance to bite the feline's head off, the air around them implodes with a brief glow. The surprised Moon bashes against the floor with a dozen sturdy chains wound tightly around his body, and bloody foam drips from his battered nose as he gasps for air. The lynx approaches him and aims the tip of his own relic at his face, the still unnamed ancient sword with a white handle and a thin black blade. It buzzes with its wielder's magic, making the light around the blade's edge reflect as it slices through the metal chains as effortlessly as they were made of hot rubber. You're doing worse and worse, dog, and I even gave you a weapon this time. Or maybe it's just us getting better at wielding your treasure. What do you think? Nothing to say? It must be rather humiliating for you, huh? Boasting a victory over a poisoned and disarmed opponent, 5 against 1, precisely the kind of insolence one would expect of your kind. Lend him a real weapon and see what happens. Oh Lord Tanglewood wants to have a round 2. He's a respectable fighter as well, for a dog at least. He doesn't even need a weapon. A canine claw the fang fighting style, huh? What do you think, Acqui? Should we give him a chance? We can take him one by one. We can take him one-on-one, no problem. And you, Husky, connect with him. Be his weapon. Show me what your canine unity can do. How to your heart's content. Nobody will hear you here. You hear the rattling of chains as Barry Tanglewood gets dragged away from the nearby cell. The moment I catch a glimpse of St. Bart's grin, I look away. I stare at the wall, trying my best to cut myself away from everything happening around me, the mocking voices, the howls of desperation, the sounds of fighting against their painful grunts. Brody is a dangerous fighter indeed, but even if he managed to gain Boone's combat expertise through pack mentality, it will all amount to nothing in the end. The cats are sure of their victory. What they do now is playing with their prey until we exhaust all of our strength. They are breaking both our bodies and spirits out of pure cruelty. Yes, our spirits, our canine unity. At length enough for the cats of the Opal Pride to learn the depth of their disdain for the canines. Maximus and I went through the same upbringing. There's no greater pleasure for them than to see our unity shatter. Eventually, both Burry and Boone get tossed back into their respective cells. They are both dripping blood over the floor. The cats could have killed us at any moment, but some of us are more useful to them broken but still alive. At their current advantage, they can afford that. Yeah, I really tried, but why did you not connect, Boone? I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Your presence was so distant it was like your mind wasn't there when I searched. You're a trained soldier. That's not being easy to you. It is a double-way street. Must I remind you? Yes, it is. That's why it won't work if your mind wanders. What were you thinking about? It was your brothers again, right? Of course I think about them. Can't blame me if I fall here. They will. Bloody hell, Burry. Forget about that for just one moment. We're the ones who need you right here, you oaf. Just like we needed you when the enemy lurked inside shelter when Luke disappeared. No worries. He is there with Ackley somewhere, you said while getting your bottom drunk, so blissfully untroubled when he was already missing for days. I wonder how intoxicated were you at the time they ambushed me. Like you're one to talk. I know you sneaked out to keep doing your experiments instead of looking for them on your own. Why should I worry when you don't? Of course I worry, but I had work to do, and I what? You think I don't care about shelter? Sometimes I wonder. You. Bravo. Beautiful. Simply perfect. No notes. All the fragility of canine power. How pathetic each of you is individually. No wonder you can't lay a finger on us, even in a fair combat. Without your unity and banding up with other doggies, you are all so weak, and now without even your relics, you are nothing. Come on, Pondus. No need to rub salt into the wound. They're about to jump at each other's throats already. We have much better things to do. Sidebar, be a good boy and keep an eye on your friends for us, will ya? The Lynx flashes one of Luke's access cards before leaving the room with the other felines. Only Sadbark and a few other dogs from the Eternal Winter Knots stay to keep watch on us. The Knotsmen deal with the cats. Out of the hatred and thirst for revenge, they committed to siding with one of the enemies of canine kind. They helped them hide and stay unnoticed inside the basements until they recovered from shelter sickness. Their involvement was the worst case scenario I should have encountered for, regardless of how improbable it seemed. Now we're all paying the price for my many mistakes. We cannot let them get to us, Boone. We shall figure something out. We cannot fight with each other. Oh, please, do go on. You can't even imagine how entertaining it is to watch you squabble. They'll use you, Sackbark. They'll get rid of you as soon as you outlive your purpose. Probably wouldn't be the first something like that happened. At least they would be more honest about it. Do you have a death wish? Well said, Alfie. For the things you've done to us, we. And Grizz, really? Don't act like a victim here, asshole. We tried reasoning with you over and over, like with a pup. You were the one poisoning our community. Believe me, mate, I was bloody shocked when they told me you were being escorted to a trial. I really was. But even I understood that was for the best. You and your dogs needed to go if we were to achieve the shelter we dreamed about. One built on unity. Sabak's eyes widen in shock. He looks around at our cells. One after another, his lips part, showing his teeth. And then he starts laughing. And that's so hard that even the glass elements of our cells shake from his deep, bellowing voice. I only listen in discomfort, already feeling the uncomfortable truth that he's silly about to dump us. Unity, really? And what is that exactly, huh? Honestly, companionship, compassion, and loyalty? Or is it just another lie to tell yourselves while you use others to get what you want? I know, you must be thinking it's funny of me to talk about virtues when you all consider me and my pet the bad boys, right? But you are not any better. You really don't understand that, guys. Please, someone, explain something to me. You may all hate me, and I understand that. Even fucking respect that. I hate you too, that's very honest. But how can you claim you got rid of me to build shelter on unity? We all still hate each other. That is not true. Not in the slightest. You're being absurd. Yeah, you won't manage to pit us against each other. You don't even realize how much we've gone through together. Our bond is strong and it's tempered still. Yes, and we have talked everything over with Woon. No matter what each of us have done in the past, I forgave him and... Excuse me? You forgave me? For what? What have I ever done to you? That's not the point, Woon. No, seriously. What did I do that required forgiveness from you out of all people? Well, for starters, you tried to kill me and Luke. You treated both of us like trash when you first came here. I would say that was fairly significant. I took pity on you and saved your bloody life, right after you literally mass murdered my whole bloody platoon. Even all the good boys who stood up to me for your sake. See, that was your own choice in the end. I know that was wrong of me to do, but I had no good options left. You forced me into the corner. I see. But you understand why I did that, and you decided to forgive me, right? Exactly. You can rest assured I hold no grudge anymore. Oh man, to be called out like that. And back Sackborg of all people. He's right, I hate you. I hate your damn guts. Why wouldn't I? You are a terrible person. You're like a monster in the scale of a dog. Everything I told you that day on the frozen lake still stands. I know what my sins are, but your crimes are a completely different beast altogether. Killing all my boys in cold blood, killing your whole research team, killing all of those dogs in the most gruesome ways for years of research before that. The innocents, the children, your own brothers. Don't you dare. Kind of a pattern with you, isn't it? I never said that out loud, but I never really stopped feeling uncomfortable around you. None of us could ever know when you snap again. You haven't murdered anyone in quite a while, huh? I hope you don't need to get your fix on something. I never did any of that because I wanted to. I had no choice. I'm a changed dog now. I will never look at my past with pride, but there's nothing I can do about that. What matters is what we do moving forward. And I'm working for the good of Celta every day. You eat the food I cook, drink the alcohol I regularly restock from Mosburg. What I do in my spare time is none of your darn business. Your only job was to keep us safe, and you failed at that. You have no right to criticize me for irrelevant matters from the past while you walk corrupted in the present. It is like all time spare time for you. Oh, you still wish that was true. Anything to antagonize me. I do care about Celta. I train with our boys for the battles outside. I try to be involved in our matters at all times. Even the deal with the grove for Max's sake was my plan. I collected the relics. And you gave Luke all of them without contacting me, just so he could give them to this traitor. Everything fell apart when we stopped being on the same page just because you and Luke thought you knew better. By bringing fucking cats into our den. Of course I trust Luke. It's just that I would never expect of him to lie to me. Someone's being awfully quiet. Nothing to say, no grand speeches about the power of friendship and canine unity, Akwe. I say I kinda hope for you to wag your tongue more than this. They'll finally see for themselves what kind of piece of shit you really are. It doesn't matter. I failed. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. You got what you wanted. Living sources of feline mana and shelter, I can feel it. You know, the changes, the air feels different, hard to describe it. And look, you even got all the tools to help your little brother. Isn't that great? Next time you see him, you can fix whatever's wrong with him. And look at the tools at the corner of my cell, the arrangement of different scalpels, clasps, tubes, some of those weird instruments I can't even name nor do I know how they work exactly, but I know each of them. They're genuine. This is a complete set of tools they always used to maintain Max's body after missions. They left them with me instead of hiding or breaking them, just to torture me further with their sight. I almost feel like breaking them myself. In the end, I just avert my gaze. I know, right? Missing his brother was always his rabbit button. What happened? Guess he isn't as barky anymore without his little bro by his side. I guess he was always more of his bodyguard than family in the end. Just another dog to use and discard. Do you remember him, Akwe? Max, the most boring, forgettable dog in the whole shelter. We are not there to pull his strings. What purpose does he even serve? Luke said it was all his own idea. It's your ordeal, but I don't buy it. Luke is naive but not stupid. It was all you, wasn't it, Akwe? You manipulated him. You are the one who steered him into our doom. Answer me. Yes. You're aware of what is going to happen now, right, Akwe? You're keeping us alive only because both of you are more valuable this way. You bury for your knowledge and Wound. Well, killing Wound will benefit nobody but the Crimson Royal Grove. Right now in shelter, he is unreachable to them. There will be no Moon fighting by their side as long as his current incarnation lives. And the cats kill Wound now, he will just get reborn somewhere among the canines in the grove will reclaim him to resume his training. Instead, the cats will probably sell him to one of his enemies to be locked and bound as a trophy in some unreachable place. For decades until the end of his natural lifespan. I should have dropped you to your death that time we flew through the skies. I knew you were a lying, manipulative piece of crap, but I thought you still had the good of everyone in mind. I gave you the benefit of the doubt for Luke's and for your own brother's sake. But you didn't deserve any of that. You used both of them. Shelter, all those relics, Luke and our whole community, all forfeit. Yeah, sucks, doesn't it? Honestly. I expected all of you to be this stupid, but the human, that has always been the problem with him, hasn't it? Nobody can understand what he thinks. So you assume there are a bunch of smart boy thoughts in that saggy head. But in the end, he was just as dumb and exploitative as the rest of us. I really thought things would be different here in shelter. I hope I'd finally be free here. I thought I could learn to trust and care about people again, be cared for in return. But in the end, it was far from that. First assholes like these bloody winter nuts trample over our hard work, and then even my friends turn me. In the end, I had no friends here. Only more schemes and enemies hidden behind smiles. Well, out of all the dogs, you have no right to complain, Wound. Everyone had always been on your side, pampering you. You say that now only because... Shut up, you self-righteous, judgmental prick. Every time you open your mouth, it's only to spew more vitriol. Then again, every time you stay quiet, I know you still judge me in the worst possible ways. There's just no winning with you. You are the one who keeps bringing up the past like you are faultless. You are not, and you are not going to deceive me with your fool's act like you managed to convince the others. You did not deserve our kindness. You did not belong here. And I have always known it was too good to be true. In the end, the bubble finally burst. Shelter, Luke, our unity. Everything a lie. Everything a... Oh, shut up already. You. Yes, shut up. Stop talking, both of you. After everything you have done, you have no right to suss anyone. You despicable. Yes, I fucked up. I lied to all of you for months. It was me who put you all in this crap. I never cared for any of you. I'm a terrible dog who tramples over others like on cobblestones to get what he wants. Shelter, Luke, even my own heart, nothing but tools. I acted like a savior to your community, but since the very start, I was a poison watching it from the inside. Now I don't even need to hide that. Oh, using honesty tactics, surely we will feel bad for you now. I'm literally incapable of caring about what you think of me. Whatever emotion of mine you could have ever touched with your empathy or seen on my face with your eyes, none of that was ever genuine. But me being unable to feel true emotions is exactly what I know gives me confidence in telling the truth from a lie. Right now I'm just baffled. I'm here. I'm the source of everything wrong happening right now. You seem to be putting all that hatred on me. But you don't. Both of you are being thick-headed and stupid, and decide to lash out at the very people you love the most instead. You're stupid. We hate each other. Of course not. You're bitter and hurt, but that doesn't change the fact you've always acted like a true family. I can see it in the comfort you feel when you see Burry at the tavern for the first time every morning. You're concerned when he's not there. Whenever you ask me if I know why Burry's late with his provisions from Mosebrook, it's pretty clear it isn't just the provisions you worry about. Every time an excavator's group seeks your advice on planning out trip routes, you always lead them in a safe distance away from Burry's experimentation site while loyally keeping his secret. You always cared for him in 100 different little ways, never expecting thanks or even acknowledgement for any of that. It was purely out of concern for Burry. Yeah, and I wish I didn't. I give my whole heart to this pack, and he's been doing the same for you. You know that white crack on the bar in the tavern he never explained to you? One morning you didn't come to the tavern and someone told Burry that you got sick. He panicked so much he slipped and bashed that counter with his head. He borrowed a pretty expensive relic from me and then bit into it with his own teeth just so he could absorb and charge the sodium miner inside it. He ran into your room. But I wasn't sick, I was stuck on Thistle's knot. And Burry just barges in, makes things awkward, and blasts us with magic ice wind or some crap. If he didn't care about you, do you think he would make such a fuss every time over all those stupid things concerning you? Why do you think he always argues whenever you order another refill of ale? Why do you think your bowls of meat still always have extra greens? He cares about your health. He cares about you. Yes, once a husky gets fat and lazy, it is hard for one to get back in shape again. Hey, we've all done some awful stuff to each other in the world in the past. You can't expect everyone to forget and forgive, no matter how much you think you have changed or atoned. But you are not everyone. You are Burry, a wound, and you have a bond that you don't want to sever, a good friendship. You are angry and hurt right now, and that is exactly why right now you have to be more open and understanding than ever. Hatred makes you forget the good memories, or even worse, recolor them all dark in your mind. You do that, and he does that too. You have to approach each other with full awareness of that, or else the truth of who you are to each other will get buried under those lies and falsifications. What will you know about friendship? The only person you've ever cared about was Max. Have I? I wonder. Right now, I'm not sure about him either. No, Alfie, I don't think I did all this for Max. Yes, he was the only thing in my life that made me feel like I was a real person with a real heart. He made me rage, cry, and push me forward to do all those ridiculous things. But the more time I spent here in this pack, the less I thought about Max and more about Shelter. This place and these dogs became my new Max. Something grand and personal to justify my ambitions and whims. I thought Selta was speaking through me, but now I know it was something. But now I know it was nothing but my hypocrisy giving voice. You know, I have a hard time even remembering Max's face right now, even though it is the same as my own. Huh? How ironic. Zagborg, well, you're better than me. Oh, here we go. You are a selfish, cruel, self-serving, reckless moron. You travel on other dogs to get whatever you set your eyes on, without any care for their feelings or even their lives. But you, unlike me, have always been honest with yourself. Don't test me, Akri. Unlike these two, you have little use for the cats. And I have no tolerance for your bullshit. Ah, yes, the cats. You even made the same mistakes as me. Siding with the enemies of your own kind. Shut up. If you wag your tongue one more time. Remember the first time we met, how furious you got when I even dared to insinuate you're less of a canine than them? What happened to that dog, Sadbark? Shut up! Suddenly the gate to my cell slams open and Sadbark lunges at me, pinning me to the wall. I stare into his eyes, wet with tears of both rage and distress. I was nothing like you, but you made me like this. You made me like this. You and your fucking tongue. I'm too shocked and upset to answer at first. My lips part in a gasp, seeing his tears. Now I finally understand the full extent of what I've done to this man. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I don't have enough time to react when he stuffs his claw inside my mouth and pulls the full length of my tongue out. I can only scream when his teeth pierce through my flesh. His jaws clench and grind. He whips most of it off for a merciless shake of his head. I fall to the ground and crawl in excruciating pain, desperately clasping my hands around my profusely bleeding mouth. Even wounds, loud shouts, and the noise of desperate banging against his cell's door are enough to muffle the sickening sounds of chewing right above me, and then sprawling as foul as one would expect. I try to raise my head, but I only catch a short glance at his wide, bloody grin before I choke on various fluids filling my throat and have no choice but to put my face back on. I need to stop the bleeding somehow, but my mind is blank. My limbs won't move. I only clench and tremble, rolling a ball on the floor, completely defeated, mutilated. A fittingly pitiful end to a despicable dog. What was even the point of it all? Thoughts having these slammed in my head. I expected him to grab me by my neck and be tossed around, or bite me, or something. However, nothing like that happens. I can't use empathy in my current state, so muster the courage to stare up at him with caution. And I see his heavily panting chest, trembling shoulders, and the tears-wetted face of utter shame that he won't dare to show to anyone else in the room, as he refuses to even make a sound. What have you done, Sagbark? This is beyond cruel. You're no dog. You're a mop. No, you're right. I'm sorry, Sagbark. We all have failed you. But is this really who you think you are? Look me in the eyes and tell me this is what you and your pack wanted. Revenge, I understand. But all this, hurting all those innocents in shelter just to get back on us, how much do you have to destroy before you're satisfied? Was Lane not enough for you? What, Lane? Everyone who had hurt you is in this room right now. You did not have to enact revenge on all the dogs of shelter on that day we learned you killed Lane. I didn't kill Lane. It was an accident. We just wanted justice for all the shit you put us through. You stole us to the grove. So we started robbing you and setting up traps. But that rock slide was an accident, I swear. We didn't want to kill anyone. We were no dog killers. And Lane, he I was a little rough on him back in Zelda, but I didn't hate him. Lane was a good boy. I know. I was always proud of being a canine. You had your outlandish, stupid idea of how Zelda should have functioned, but none of that was natural. You know that, right? Everything me and my pack ever done is just normal dog behavior. You're the real ones. You're human, and so you abandoned me. And then I realized how much we lost. And instead of leaving you be, we decided to destroy what we couldn't have anymore, or maybe we were never fit to have in the first place. We became stray dogs once again, and then by killing Lane, a boy so good and pure, we. You're asking why we're siding with the cats now? Well, we can't fucking call ourselves dogs anymore, can we? He storms off, leaving us with only a couple of the dogs from his guild. Alfie being one of them. He looks around at us, then back at the corridor where Sadbark went. He still lingers at me, and deep sadness reflects in his eyes. He sighs and shakes his head as he turns his remaining comrades, pointing at me. We are all set aback by that, but his companions nod and one of them opens Burry's cell. Once they do, he rushes out to my own cell and starts rummaging through the operation tools by the corner. Before I manage to properly stand back on my feet, he forces my bleeding mouth open and stuffs something that feels like a red, hot, sizzling metal rod into it. I scream, chew up, and almost throw up as a combination of pain and stench overwhelms my senses. I keep punching his forearm, but that's not nearly enough to make his massive arms budge. Finally, he lets go of me, and I go through a violent coughing fit before I can finally take a proper breath of air. He takes hold of my face and stares at me with concern. Are you okay? Forgive me, Akui. You did not deserve this, boy. I just wanted you to know I do not blame you. Everything that is happening right now is but a consequence of my past sins. Sadbart said you made him as he is now, and I do not believe that to be true. He was a dog with problems before he came here. But I believe I have played a pivotal role in the way your life turned out. I have been thinking about it for a long time. The reason why you have been acting the way you did to me, in particular, the travesty that had been done to Max was based on my research. Is that it? I knew some of those concepts seemed familiar, but just like Sadbark and you are the same in different ways, the same applies to you and me. I made you the way you are without even ever meeting you. When you treat lives as pawns to be used and discarded, the impact spreads wide and in unpredictable ways, and it always echoes back. You and I know that all too well. And Akui, I believe you are wrong. Now about me or Room. I'm ready to believe everything you say about us, both bad and good. But if I am to listen to you, I believe you are wrong to not include yourself under the same judgment. I have heard your words clearly, and I have witnessed your actions through these past few months. Despite what you say, I refuse to believe you have no heart. I refuse to believe you do not care about Max or Luke. And I refuse to believe you are a bad dog. I hear someone approaching our section from a far corridor. Sadbart's heavy steps, as well as Pondus and Clausum, the Panther and the Siamese. They will soon come here and realize that me and Burry are in the same cell. Alfie gives us a short glance, but he stands his ground and doesn't seem in too much of a hurry to break us apart. But that's not important right now. What's important is that Sadbart's made me finally understand the damage I've done to him and everyone, the far-reaching consequences of my decisions born out of ignorance and egocentrism, thinking I could command the truth of others while being blind to my own. That was exactly what the Opal Pride did to me. Even far away from them, I was still forever molded to that image. All of us, for some inexplainable reason, can't help but embrace the flaws of our biggest oppressors and live on to pass that same pain further. The most corrupted idea of an inheritance. The more I thought I understood people, the more of a stranger I became to myself. Now, finally silenced and forced to simply watch and listen, I stare at Burry's face. And I can see the truth of myself in the reflection of his eyes. Yes, he also is like me, but he inherited something else, something noble. This warmth. Luke and Shelter, they have given me more than someone like me deserves. But I do not want to stay as someone who only takes and never gives back. I want to know, Akri, what can I do for you? Of course, it is the same kind of warmth I sometimes see in Luke's eyes too. I see it is spreading on them, on Burry Room Max. This warmth. Shelter. He listens to my raspy, weak, pathetic excuse of how, and he nods with understanding. I watch as he closes his eyes, opening his mind for me. He takes a deep breath. And as his howl shakes through the walls, the mental connection between explodes between our minds like a blazing thunder as we become completely melded and pack mentality more perfect than anything I've ever experienced before. Oh, that smells good. Something fried. Why are they not separate? A powerful kick slams me against a metal wall, and I tumble back down to the floor. I'm sure he broke something, but I'm still too dazed from my experience with Burry to register that pain. Come on. Take the dirty husky and Lord Tangerwood. We're going up. Remember, you try calling for help, we start killing everyone. The gate at the far end of the corridor slides back open, and the panther starts effortlessly dragging Burry's heavy body by the scruff of his neck, using the greatly amplified strength granted by the relic harness. The dog stares at me with wide eyes while being dragged away, and the last sight I catch before the gate to my cell closes is Burry's knowing smirk. Even when I'm locked and isolated again, and they leave beyond my earside, we are still connected in our minds. All my knowledge of our enemies, even tiny observations from the far past, I thought I had long forgotten everything I have ever witnessed. My knowledge of all the relics, now under the cat's command. Our shared knowledge of Shelter and its people, every obscure detail, all melded inside our minds and crystallized into the maddest and most brilliant plan. Warmth. That's exactly what Shelter is. The cats have the relics, yes. But they would never have Shelter. Now, what? What the hell are you? Now's your chance, Akri. One puppy. We shall cover you. You're all man. You're alive. Oh no, what happened to you? Right. Come on, Max. We're right behind you, Akri. There you are. Max's palms strike away the incoming thrust of the relic blade, one after another, constantly put on the defensive without a clear window for a counterattack. He's been trained to defend against blade wielders, and he'd usually be able to set an ordinary steel with his feline-infused strikes, but a sword wielded by the lynx isn't a normal weapon. It's the nameless relic sword, one of the 5 high-grade treasures we gathered from our negotiations. White handle, black blade, and some kind of mechanism that absorbs or uses mana to burn it for special effects. If a Max's feline mana strikes gets absorbed into it, only fueling its power further. But that's all we can do. We're cornered at the edge of shelter with both Sabots and Legis at our tails. We're all weak from our injuries and the mistreatment of the past few days. If only Matt's able to put up a real fight, he fights for all of us, choosing to use the power of his mana crystal to its fullest in this battle, even if it means destroying his body. We can all clearly see his determination and ferocity. With no restraints or care for his health, he forces himself through visibly growing pain for our sake. Then a loud quack, followed by his painful yell. He stumbles on his feet but catches his balance and twists his body for a roundhouse kick at his opponent's neck. The lynx effortlessly catches his ankle and points the tip of the blade at Max's throat. Even without a powerful relic, the cat would be a considerable foe. With the blade in his possession and Max being in his dire state, it was never a fair fight. Still being held by the ankle and having the blade pointed at his throat, my brother is held in a cruelly uncomfortable position, made to balance on one foot, leaning backward, his face grimaces in pain. In desperation, he tries to leap and kick the blade away from his neck, but the lynx simply lets go and steps back of him when tries. As soon as Max's feet land on the hard metal floor, another crack echoes throughout the battlefield and he falls to the floor, hollowing in pain. Max, no! Hang in there, A loud thud makes Luke lose his breath as Sagbarks slams his fist between his shoulder blades, sending him flying towards the lynx. My heart grows cold with terror as I watch both my brother and Luke at the enemy's feet. Everything I've ever feared and more is becoming reality right before my eyes. I shout and leap at them with a dagger in my hand, but even I am too tired and sluggish to escape Sagbark's sharp reflexes. He slams me to the ground and crushes my hand, peeling the blade off my fingers. And to think I used to fear you, Max. The rest of my pack is still refusing to connect with me. They betrayed me. Doesn't matter, with or without them, there isn't anyone left in your shelter who can stand up to a single cat wielding one of your relics. It's not my shelter. I swear I'll not like them. Doesn't matter. I growl and struggle under Sagbark's weight. My last breathing turns into a whine when I watch Max wriggling on the floor in pain. It reminds me of that time on the operating table many years ago. You surprised with that little scheme you thought up with Lord Tangleboot. When did you have the time to coordinate a plan like that? That must have been your favorite unity, hasn't it? Now see where it led you? Max, the human, and you, all down licking the foot under my feet. I guess in one way you succeeded. You twisted our arms in a way that we have no choice but to hunt and kill everyone now, even though that isn't going to please the master. Be proud, I guess. Can you tell your brother to tone it down with the screams? Wasn't he supposed to be quiet one? It sounds like he's turning into a monster, huh? Which he probably is. All that feline mana is flooding his spirit all at once right now. It's weird he hasn't turned yet, really. Or maybe he was the only one who survived those experiments because he was a monster already. Does that make sense? Aw, why aren't you speaking? You were always so outstanding and wagging your tongue. The only thing you were ever good at. Lucius, sir. He can't speak anymore. He lost his tongue earlier. Oh, really? And how did that happen? Couldn't contain yourself, could you? I know I promised you both are the Dawsons, but still. Bad dog, Sagbark. Bad dog. Fine, whatever. You can have him. We don't need two disabled mutes. You can finish him. Drop him off the edge. What? I don't want you to mess my deck with his gore. Let him splatter against the rocks. But No buts and no more stalling. Have your revenge and be done with it. We have some more months to hunt. Reluctantly, Sadbark gets off me and picks me up by the collar of my shirt. As per the Lynx's order, he walks towards Shelter's edge, dragging me with him. The wind batters us stronger the closer we get to the cliff. My feet only dangle over the tall drop as he holds me by his fully outstretched arm. I can do nothing but kick my feet and hyperventilate, too terrified to look down. I open my mouth to beg for his mercy, but nothing but just an impotent yelp comes out. I cling to his forearm with meek remnants of my strength while staring at him with fear. He stares back at me. There is no anger in his eyes. There's nothing. My empathy sees his heart as unnervingly empty right now. He goes and he opens his mouth. His lips tremble. It's all your fault. Your fault. He slowly opens his palm. The grip of my collar weakens. And Sadbark! The dog's fingers freeze at the sound of the human's voice. I still barely hang, held only by his claws. You still owe me money for all that ale, remember? Put him down and we'll call it even. Hell, I'll even add another round on the house, so you two can talk all of your stuff over. I'll join you. You and I are long overdue for a talk too, right? Just please stop doing this to yourself, Sadbark. I look at Luke. He cradles the convulsing mass in his arms, while desperately shouting at Sadbark. There's a look on his face that makes a concern and fear, that genuine care and love for all of us, even for Sadbark and for me. 100 different emotions swell inside him right now, and I can clearly understand each and all of them. Ultimately, they all point at the same thing. He doesn't want to lose anyone. Yeah, really? You all discarded him. Made a scapegoat out of him. Isn't it a bit too late for talks? He doesn't want ale. He wants blood. Right, puppy? Sadbark's fingers tremble. He looks at me. He whispers something even I can't hear. And then finally, he squeezes my collar so hard that veins pop up on his hand. He turns around, moving my feet over to Shelter Steel deck once again. Then a look on his face I never expected of him. Guilt, vulnerability, warmth. Lucius, sir, maybe this isn't a good time yet. We can still use him alive. We can bind him, throw him back into the cell, and suddenly my feet land back on the metal floor, mere inches from the edge. Sadbark's fist still clutches onto my collar, but his whole right arm falls with me, severed by the Lynx's sword and the thickest part of his bicep muscle. The dog falls on the ground and shouts, bleeding profusely. Not like they're my ass. A strong kick sends me off the edge into the night-shrouded abyss below. I allow only the last glance at everyone before the fall embraces me. Luke rushes at us, shouting my name in panic. Max shouts too. I doubt he's even aware enough of his surroundings right now to witness my end as he succumbs to his own unfair fate. My brother, my greatest treasure, my savior. I failed him. I felt myself by letting him end up like this. As I fall, my thoughts race and my mind bears open. I feel like I can embrace every single heart and shelter with my empathy. Every single one. The mayhem happening across the different sections of our home. I can feel Thil's panic as he runs away on the Siamese cat wearing his badge of holding. The cat is leading him further and further away from the crowds. He's toying with the old man, waiting for him to run out of breath before killing him. I've seen the cats doing this like that to some of our warded prisoners. They get pleasure out of that cruel ritual. Thistle has a blade in his hands, probably given to him by the cat, but it's not going to make a difference in the face of the world's might. I can feel Brody's relentlessness as he exchanges blows with the white tiger wearing his white collar. He's stalling him for Max, Luke, and me. So we could run to the top deck. He counted on Luke to do something reckless at the control tower to debilitate the cast, and he still doesn't know we failed. No matter how strong or ferocious Broly is, he won't be able to beat the Tiger's relic enhanced regeneration. I can feel Wound's anger as he faces a cheetah flying all across the battlefield with chains of liberty strapped to his back. Just like Barry is stalling the tiger, the cheetah is keeping Wound separated from the rest of the dogs. The husky is still too weak from poisoning all the beating he already took to outrun the insanely agile flying cat. It takes him all of the strength to skulk around the Guardian's anger. I can feel Cooper the Caucasian's determination as he fends off the panther strap in the blazing amber circuit. There are other hurt dogs in the same hall, hiding behind piles of metal squares. If it wasn't for the separate, they would already be dead. But he can't stall for him forever. The red harness turns the already strong panther to an unstoppable monster clad in scorching hot flames. I can feel Sabot's pain, the Lynx's elation, and Luke's unspeakable sorrow. That one emotion connects with me so strongly, and I almost feel it like a thread I could grab with my hand. I experienced that exact emotion in the past. Whenever I thought I lost Max, that was exactly how I felt. Max was my treasure. I couldn't bear losing. He was my purpose, my heart. I got so lost in my head, I let my past scars cloud my judgment and make me doubt everything I knew was important to me. Luke, I believe in him. I know he loves me. His emotions are true. So if he and I share the same emotions, then what if the love I felt wasn't a lie after all? I take a deep breath of the cold air and shout out into the sky the three muffled words I manipulated him for months with. But now I know they were true all along. Mute, shamed, defeated. Yes, this is a fitting end for me. Somehow it makes me feel at peace. Can't hurt anyone anymore, and those who remain. Their will to fight still burns, fueled by the purpose they found in shelter, the truth shown to them by Luke. They aren't giving up, and Max and Luke are still alive. I know it looks dire, but there is no way they could lose now. More than ever, my family is one in unity, and Zelda speaks to them all. You hear me, Opal Pride, Crimson Royal Grove, and all the other damned usurpers of the world? I'm not afraid to die. Right now, I'm the strongest and freest I've ever been. I'm invincible, immortal. Yes, I have already won. There's absolutely nothing you can do to defeat me at this point. I will live and fight through them. And one day, we'll wrestle the world back from your wretched hands. I'm sorry. I couldn't be everywhere at once. Forgive me for making you die in vain. This is exactly the kind of wolf I didn't want to become. That light. Oh no. The human, he's going ablaze. No, not like this. I don't know if you still can hear me or not, but I swear I will keep my promise to you, so please, fight for your next life. Don't turn into a monster. Canine Ember. I found you. Ah! What the? I look around me, utterly disoriented. Where are the cats, Aki Max? What's going on? I touch my face, my cheeks are cold. I can't even feel the touch of my own fingers. That's reality, right? I had a dream, a long one. How long was I out? Days, weeks? What was I doing before that? My head is a huge mess. I feel like I'm still on one leg in Aqua's recollections, dying, and whatever comes after. Is this a side effect of Skies of Place showing me all those jumbled up memories of other people? Don't understand. What was I seeing? Aqua's life out of all people. He isn't here anymore. And most importantly, what does it feel like I'm learning about many of those events for the first time ever? My relationship with Aqua, witnessing the moment of his death. I know I was there, and yet I have absolutely no recollection of any of those details. Why not? I was there. These things happened for months. I know they are true. So why? Why does it feel like my mind is full of holes? What else did I forget? Every time I draw on blank in all those random conversations with Burry, Wood, and Max, what other details am I missing exactly? What happened to me? Aqua, he met a wolf. What the hell was he doing there? I see a monster rustling at me from afar. Is that still another part of the dream? I really can't tell. Why would the monsters be here? Zelda was online even the whole time the cats came. No, this has to be just another hallucination, a bad trip. I bite the side of my hand, trying to wake myself up. Sometimes that helps me escape nightmares. It hurts, but that's normal during deep dreams. That kind of a dull illusion of pain is just another proof I'm going through some weird chain of false awakenings. Those can take a while to end. I bite through the skin so hard I taste blood. I look at my both gloved hands, mesmerized, wondering what other tricks I should use to finally regain control over my body. This is still a dream, right? Fucking move. Suddenly a giant heavy creature tackles me from the side, sending us both sliding over the cold metal surface. I hear barking and sounds of a scuffle coming from where I stood just a moment ago. Over my knees, Sabart panting, my eyes instantly trail towards his missing arm. So we're still on top of shelter. Human. The lynx. Huh? One Sabart, the lynx is going to hurt you. And Max is dying and Aqua. They're both holy crap, just look at him. His head is still all fucked up. You told me he got better. Please, I have to wake up and help him. If I don't, they'll hand-to-hand style. Primal palm. A sudden impact between my shoulder blades makes me lose my breath. When my lungs are completely empty of air, the heat in my heart spreads through my veins, burning like a million searing needles. Once that wave of heat fades out, I feel my own power swelling inside me, concentrated in my head, my eyes. For just the briefest moment, I'm forced into monovism. Come on, Luke. I know you're tired and all, but you out of all people shouldn't have an issue telling Mirage for the truth. My brief monovision period ends. Look behind me. I see Max staring at me with a stupid smile. There's a particular glow to his eyes I don't remember seeing before. Max, woo, you back with us? Yes, but where have you been? I'm sorry, Luke. I felt I was making things worse, so I trusted Burry Room to take care of you in my place. They did a good job at that, right? I sighed. I squeezed him so hard I can almost hear his back crackle. His spine cracked. I let go of him in panic. Crap, sorry. It's okay, Luke, I'm fine. It's gonna take much more than that to break me. Hell, how did we fix you? Max, I don't remember what happened that night. That night? You mean, hold on, you're aware you don't remember, right? And you aren't freaking out? Why would I? Wait, have I done that before? Going crazy because I couldn't remember things? Like with that melody in the baths earlier? Oh my, Luke, you are getting better. Fucking gorgeous. but can you not do that right now? Yeah, what he said. We're still fighting for our lives here, for Doc's sake. Why? Well, don't worry, Luke. Everything's going to be okay. I'm good. You may be good. It's my turn to help you now. I may not have a powerful ember like Burial Room, but I won't let any more harm fall on you while I'm around. After all, I don't need anything more than all the things you already gave me. My new life, my new purpose. And my new family. And look around me. All the former members of the Eternal Winter Knots are here, fighting for my safety. No, they're fighting for shelter. It feels like I haven't seen Sadbark in ages. Why is he never in shelter if he's still alive? How can he be here right now if he's never seen in shelter? Two of the monsters jumped at us with their wide open mouths. I tried to reach for my weapon, but I realized that I don't have one on me. Did I drop it somewhere? Before I even had a chance to ask anyone for a spare blade, Matt strikes the strings of the guitar with claws, making multiple darts rush at the monsters as if guided by those sound cues. The beasts charged at us with all their manic perseverance, snapping their jaws and swapping their clawed paws all around, but they can't outmaneuver the united effort of the small pack of insignificant dogs. They don't simply use basic pet mentality, do they? In some bizarre way I can't even begin to comprehend. They react to the sounds of the guitar in order to coordinate themselves in unity. Without using arts or an ember, Mance empowers his allies by acting as an observer, the strategist, the commander, and the encourager all at once. This is by the power of his blessing. So that's what he meant earlier in the afternoon about the effect of music on canines. That's magnificent. Magnificent and surprising at the same time, even though I still have expected that. If I remember correctly, it was me who taught Mance about the concepts of music in the first place, right? What are you two retards still standing there for? Exactly. Move it before they overwhelm us. Come on, Luke. We rushed across the top deck toward the control tower. I don't know how long I was asleep, but I still see the signs of ongoing fighting down on the ground level. I couldn't have been gone for long. Everyone's dedicated their bodies and hearts to protect our home. Hundreds of dogs. Hundreds of names. We're all different people, each with unique stories and goals. Sometimes those differences clash and breed discord. But in the times of crisis, none of that matters. Right now, these battlefields are chaotic. Everyone fighting tonight is resonating in harmony for the things we all share dear. Even Sadbark and his knots. Seeing Matt smiling ear to ear while running by my side, I wonder, did he bring him here with a hidden purpose? Sadbark was a problematic dog, and he went through a long period of open animosity towards me and my friends. But in the end, we ended up back together somehow. Yeah, Max is usually pretty good with words, but sometimes a thoughtful answer tells more than any words could. That must be why he brought them here. You know, Sadbark can change, then even he can become my friend one day, right? Who exactly? Crap, it feels like I'm missing something again, a name, a dog. Yeah, even with that uncomfortable gap in my mind, my eyes trailed towards the horizon, where the giant monster stood earlier. Now it's motionless. Its eyes don't glow anymore, and the crumbling flesh starts exposing pitch-black bones. Crap. What happened there exactly? Matt, the burning turret gave me visions, a bunch of stuff I forgot. The fact of me dating your brother the moment I failed to save him. The symbols I still don't remember, and even that melody we came up with together. I'm sorry I wasn't in those visions earlier. I see it must have been extra important then. That makes me happy. All of you often say cryptic stuff like that but never elaborate. Boy, whenever we talk about the time we first met, whenever we talk about how he broke free from the Crimson Royal Grove. I wasn't fully aware of that before, but now I am. My memory is full of holes, all those random details, and whenever we reach those topics, I either go blank or freak out, right? The skies ablaze is filling up those holes with the memories of the same events, but taken from other perspectives. I see. Of course, yeah, I guess skies ablaze could do that. It wasn't just the stuff of Akron I saw. I remembered how Bore crafted Amicus Day to keep the souls of his brothers safe from corruption. I saw how Boone realized the power of howling echoes to separate all his reincarnations individualities. There's still a lot I'm missing. I don't even know how much. I don't know how I ended up like this in the first place. I was there. I'll tell you everything, Luke. I promise everything. We'll put you back together. Protected from the monster assaults by Cyborg's pack, we finally managed to reach the door to the control tower. I swipe the key card across the window. But nothing happens. What? But the emergency power is on, right? From the corner of my eye, I can see Max piercing the tin cover near the control panel with his gloved fingers. That's where all the cables are. Here. The faint crackling sound, Max feeds the door control cables with his own mana, making lights glow on the car wheel. It's right. The control tower has a separate powering system. Max and I both worked on stabilizing the systems here on the ground floor. In the past, he still remembers how things work here. I start the car again. The door finally opens. Amazing, thanks. Welcome. Now hurry up. I'll set things up here. And now we both rush inside the lightless room. Max runs straight to the power box in the far corner while I hurry and stumble in the dark trying to get to the ladder. I'm glad to have Max's support and company for as long as he can spare those. The sooner we get this whole turret situation sorted out, the less casualties we have to worry about. Max's support has nothing to fear, even if he's not going to come with me up to the tower. The mere thought of his presence nearby fills me with confidence. Finally, I have the ladder. I take a deep breath, raise myself, and start climbing with all of the strength in my tired limbs. Even with the power from Max's palm technique, I still feel groggy. My arms, my legs, my head. Luke. After a moment that feels as short as a single wink, I get brought back to clarity by landing in Max's arms. The power is already back on in the tower. Did I lose my balance climbing that ladder? What's wrong, Luke? I don't know, sorry. I kind of feel like crap. But I'll be fine. I'm almost there. Just give me a moment and I'll... What the heck was that? I saw him flying. What? You heard him. Don't waste any more time. Go. He's right, Luke. You have your mission. And we have ours. No matter how big or numerous the enemy is, we'll hold ground here for you. But go, believe in us. It's good to depend on your pack from time to time, Luke. With a wide smile on his face, Max helps me stand up and pats my shoulder, and I want to object further, but he pushes my jaw up with his thumb, keeping my mouth closed. He turns around and rushes through the room. I understand him. This mission has its priorities. People best suited for their respective roles. I have to be the one to fix everything in the control room. While Max works as my avatar among all dogs, I can count on him to keep unity among our people. He'll empower them with words of support and honesty. I know that no matter what enemy awaits them outside, he will keep me safe long enough to fix everything. That's all good. I know that is the best way to go about it, even if I have to let go of him yet again. Ugh, what the? The dull thud brings me back to focus. I look at Max as he stumbles on his feet. Right after bashing his snout against the entrance gate that suddenly closed in front of him, he stalked inside here with me. Crap, it said down on me. Luke, give me your card. Oh, right, I just say, don't you fucking dare, human. Sadbar, what the hell are you doing? Me. What am I doing? Oh, believe us, human. Your pack loves you, human. Your friends are your power. Awoo. Fuck, sometimes I wish you were still a mute. Sadbar, we don't have time for this. Open the damn door. Or what, you gonna sing me a song? Now I'll beat your stupid ass once I get out of here, you damn fool. Oh, but that wouldn't be very power offensive of you now, would it? I know what you're trying to do, Sadbar. I appreciate it, really. Luke? Of course you do, human. Of course you do. While that trap has been becoming more and more dumb like you, and every passing month you became more and more like us in turn. You need him more up there with you rather than here. You can't fight that thing on your own. Heh. On our own, huh? That's not like you, Max. Not like you at all. Did you already forget? Because we sure didn't. Alone, huh? What do you say about that, Alpine? Max gasps at that as I watch his lips tremble as a single tear rolls down his smiling cheeks. Well, it's a surprising thing to hear, but we couldn't agree more. It really is like that, huh? Max doesn't argue with that. He kneels, offering me to climb his back. Once I wrap my arms around his neck securely enough, he starts climbing the ladder with me piggyback riding him. Despite being shorter than me, Max has enough strength to support my weight and climb at a steady pace. I wish I wouldn't have to burden him like that, but this is indeed the best considering my current state. Even while getting further away from the ground floor, I can still hear the approaching giant flying monster. It roars furiously, and its wings flap with the force of a storm. Yet, even in the face of an enemy like that, Sadbar and his dogs keep a firm stand. They all howl at once. And I can almost feel their unity spreading in a powerful, near-tangible web. They are all connected by the same desire to fight for the people of our community. We are the Eternal, we're the Knots, the nastiest pieces of shit in shelter, and the enemies of the world. But we'll still fuck you up. Slowly the sounds of battle become overshadowed by the buzzing and machinery around us. There's still a long way up for us. But I'm not scared. I'm glad you're coming with me. Of course, Alfie and Sadbar were right. You shouldn't be alone in this, Luke. He rubs the back of his head against my cheek, as if to apologize to me. There was nothing to apologize for in the first place. This is it, our final battle. Yeah, just you and us, Celtic. In the name of every dog who counts on us to keep them safe. This time, we'll bend you to our will. Our roommates, thank you for playing this month's build. I guess we didn't do any cat jokes in the end, huh? Except for the Lynx tossing and breaking a fragile thing off heights and feelings being overall jerks. But not all cats in the world are so comically evil, I swear. More on that later. For now, let's celebrate the conclusion of Aku's side of the story so we can at last give Max's long overdue attention. Because of how much stuff I had to introduce and reference, this backstory turned out to be significantly longer than the other two combined. But I'm pretty happy maybe I'll find a way to shorten it in the future. Some of the stuff planted in that sequence were pretty cool payoffs in the climax and Max's story, while other things will remain important to the end of this project. I'm sorry for how Aku's life turned out. For the sake of this storyline's themes, I knew that he had the perils at the end, but for how flawed broken he was, I grew to really like him. And I guess one thing I should be happy about is that his root shouldn't get much heavier than that. The third tragic backstory is almost over. Time for the triumphant Bark story. I've been very productive all this time these past few months. A few very cool things came to fruition. First, the release of our first ever Dong Dong dildo merch. After these credits are over, you're going to see a little skit for that. It was very fun to make. If you saw Alan's under the table scene, you'll also have a little clickable deadline in the main menu for all the skits available to watch here. The second thing that happened is something I already mentioned in that Patreon devlog post. I started working with other people on a more regular basis. Hence the birth of Not Soft, our development group. I recruited a skilled coder firm to develop a really cool side project in Celtic Universe for us. I'd love to use that project as a practice in leading a group of people. I hope in the long run it'll allow us to have a more sustainable production model for anything Celtic related. It would be great to share the work with more boys now that we're at the late parts of Skies Ablaze. I gotta recruit more details about the project and start recruiting more people when we have a more functional prototype. Currently, I'm dedicating 90% of my time to the VN when the coder friend does his thing. For now, have one of the main characters from it, which is probably more of a treat to the guys reading this as a public build since I already posted it on Patreon a few weeks back. I'll be sharing more designs and little bits on Patreon Discord over time. Finally, the third thing, I got our very first commissioned Nazi porn scene by DARPA. Special thanks to all supporters on patreon.com/wilds. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, belated happy Thanksgiving and happy Halloween to you. Even more special thanks to the goodest friend Steph for continued help in bringing clarity to my writing and my doubtful darkest soul. Check out his VN, Demons Within. He's hands down my favorite furry writer. And of course, gargantuan thanks to all the amazing artistic good boys for sharing their Celtic fan arts for the past 2 months. Seeing one of your works is always such a huge motivation boost. If anyone would like to add a picture for the future builds, tweet them to @CelticVN, click it, or with a hashtag CelticVN. That's it. Go home now and prepare for next time on Celtic, the Christmas special. But not really. There will be no midst of Christmas. But I hope seeing that update will make your Christmas that much special. Anyway, see you soon. Awoo. Yeah. I'm thinking of see some explosive stuff, like I watched the previous shelter video I made. Yeah, there was some sex toys and explosive stuff, so I'm gonna stop right here. Yeah, I'm gonna save here right now. So that was the latest update for Shelter. So after a while, a long time really, we got to see Max again. And we got to see Ackley's death. His tongue being ripped out by Sagbart. Yeah, he's being thrown off the edge to his death. It's sad seeing Aqui die, but anyway, so we got to see Bowie and Rune argue with each other. They still had some grimaces with each other. Bowie has a grimace towards Rune for his treatment of Luke and himself back when he was still a commander, and Rune still has grimaces towards Bowie for what he did to so many people in the lab. So yeah, so I think Aqui really loved Luke. I mean, like in the previous update when he talked to Luke and tried to, I mean, he still is playing a game with Luke by pretending to love him, but I think it was easier for him because he really did love him. Even he didn't think he himself loved Luke, but he actually did. So, I mean, at first he only cared about Max, but over time he got to care more about Selter also. I mean, Max was the only person or thing he cared about. It was Selter also. And the word Amicus dropped in this update too. Somebody named Amicus. Another VN. So a Christmas update came out on Patreon, but I understand it doesn't have anything to do with Christmas, I think. But anyway, I don't know when that will come out, probably sometime next month, but it's on Patreon if you want to go there and watch it now. So that's all for now. Thank you all very much for watching. Bye.